about craving, and it's winter, and we have food cravings, and we don't want a salad all the time in the winter, but a lot of comfort foods are really fattening and intimidating because you feel like you just have to avoid them and you can't have them, which is why I do recipe renovation. So one of the most comforting foods is grilled cheese and tomato soup, right? But it really can be fattening. It's usually about 800 calories and 54 grams of fat. So that's something to be slightly guilty about. So what I do is make little changes that you would never notice in the flavor. I always use a whole grain bread in general, but particularly for the grilled cheese. Now I take a grater and I grate, you can use any kind of cheeses you have, but I use this grater that makes it finely shredded. Rather than putting this on, because it's such a big fat piece of cheese, it's gonna be way more fattening. This way, the cheese just spreads out and is fluffy, and you get the flavor, but you don't have extra cheese that you don't need. I also use turkey bacon or veggie bacon. Again, when you have something like a veggie bacon that has all the flavor, you're not going to miss the regular bacon, and you're definitely gonna have a lot fewer calories. And if you want little tomato, this makes this healthy. You have a little bit of a vegetable here. Okay, usually the butter is the really fattening part. So use a nonstick pan and your spray and get this going. So I'm gonna let that go for a second. And you can, if you like it like a panini together, you can take another pan or a brick or a can and do that. So it keeps it together and gets that really crispy, thin texture. Okay, so also, even the most inexpensive foods can be really impressive if done in many ways. You could have a grilled cheese party. You could take sliced mushrooms that you had from the night before, or you could saute them. You could use any cheese, a fontina, a Swiss, and then you could take truffle oil and just drizzle it, which when used in small quantities is inexpensive, and it's just something that's very impressive. So you have to just think a little bit. Look at what's on menus. Do brie, do apples. Just use the whole grain bread, cut out the butter. Going with the grilled cheese is tomato soup. It's very comforting. It's a great winter food, but I have renovated it so it's really, really low fat. This is, you know that spicy tomato juice in the can or the bottle? This is that. And these are just cut up tomatoes at the bottom. They will end up dissolving. So it gives you also, if your kids are eating it, you want them to have real vegetables. Here's zucchini and onions, okay? You could saute the onions first, or you could get it all together, cook it down, and then it ends up being this gorgeousness, okay? This is this gorgeousness. It is so good. It is so good. And it ends up being that this is 500 calories and only 13 grams of fat, which saves you 300 calories and saves you over 40 grams of fat. Now, we're in entertainment mode right now, and you want it to be cheap and easy like myself. So these are such inexpensive. You can get any kind of shooter glasses. You can get them at IKEA or Target or anywhere. And you just pour your soup in here, get a little toothpick, put a little piece of your grilled cheese on here, and it's a nice little hors d'oeuvre at a party. And it's a kind of a conversation piece. So enjoy your holiday, dress it up, and renovate your recipes.